Hi. Well, hello and welcome into this Tuesday's movie news. I am Jonathan C. Cecil Walsh. My name is not Cecil. I just put it in there. It's a running family joke. It's been going on for about 20 years now. I'm here to speak about movie news. I'm here to speak about the world of Hollywood. The characters, both figurative and literal, within the movie news. Everything that's compelling on this specific day, the 12th of April 2022, I'm going to be speaking about on this show tonight. And now there was a slight delay because I had to shovel Haagen-Dazs into my fucking mouth on top of the kebab, and I had to watch Chelsea get out of the Champions League. But I'm here now to speak about movie news, and I'm going to start with that tantalising little headline. Well, at least it was tantalising for me. Anyway, that is of course Dr. Stephen Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yes, I'm going to prefix it by giving him his full Sunday name, because that's what I like to do on here. That's the man's name, and I'm going to give him it. As you can see here, Multiverse of Madness has Endgame level secrecy. Now, I am paraphrasing MovieWeb, who have went with security. But to be quite frank, as someone who is an avid fan of the English language, I'm just going to zip that up a little bit, it looks a bit strange. I didn't feel security made fucking sense. So we can blame Anthony Lund for that change. Secrecy makes more sense because it's very secretive. Now, why is this interesting to me? Well, I was speaking about this very movie last week. And the context of me speaking about the movie was its running time. It was 2 hours and 6 minutes long. A stark departure from the 2 hour 30, knocking on 3 hour running times that were doing the rounds around the grapevine in the build up to this movie's release next month. We're not even a month away, I think, now. And I questioned last week, is that enough time to give us not only a Doctor Strange movie, because it is a fucking Doctor Strange movie, but also give us a huge ensemble multiverse story with room for cameos galore, with room for the likes of Peggy Carter coming in as Captain Britain, with room for the likes of maybe a zombified Tony Stark, if that's something that Sam Raimi and the creative team over at Marvel wish to do. Really just room to give us something as an aside, an appetizer if you'd like, a dessert, a coffee, and some lovely little, I don't know, sweets as the main, the sort of fillet steak that is Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch as well. I questioned that last week, and I came to the conclusion, in my infinite wisdom, that it wasn't enough time to have a huge ensemble release, akin to what we've seen in Endgame, akin to what we've seen in Spider-Man No Way Home most recently, where they were closer to 2.5 hours to 3 hours long. They could fit in the traditional story, but could also give us multiple cameos and really complex storylines, and just plenty of fanfare for the fans. I says it couldn't be done in 2 hours and 6 minutes. That was barely enough to continue Stephen Strange's story and fit in all of the other fucking characters that are in there, the likes of Mordo, I believe it is, if I've remembered his name this time, Wong, Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, Stephen Strange, and all the various dark versions of these characters, plus a new fucking character, America Chavez, coming in. I didn't think that was enough time. I'm now changing my mind with this, because we've seen this done for the first time with No Way Home, I do believe. I don't know if they did it with Endgame as well. I've put Endgame in there, that was a bigger movie. First I'd ever heard of press not having a chance to see the full movie and share their thoughts on it before the premiere was Spider-Man No Way Home. And if you've seen that movie, and you really should have by now, if you haven't, you're probably the only person on the planet who hasn't seen the movie, because it's crossed over $2 billion during a pandemic, albeit the sort of end stages of said pandemic. But if you'd seen that movie, you would realise there is an abundance of spoilerific goodness going on within that story. Lots of big reveals. 3 Spider-Man characters. That necessitated that Cloaks and Daggers secretive approach to reviews and reactions coming out right before the movie's release. What the fuck could we see happening in this that would facilitate it? Well, I don't know, because I've not seen the movie, but there must be some goodness within that script. There must be some cameos within that story. Or they would just let the press show it, or show it to the press and let them speak about it directly afterwards. There wouldn't be Cloaks and Daggers secretiveness until after the premiere. So this makes me excited again, man, that we may actually be getting not only a Doctor Strange movie, which I'm looking forward to in its own right, because I love the character, and I maintain his first movie was one of the fucking best independent individual stories in the MCU to date. But it makes me excited that we're going to get a big ensemble movie with lots of cameos in there as well. And maybe 2 or 6 minutes is enough. That Sam Raimi has created perfection here. He's gave us what we want, and he's done it succinctly, which is the sort of fucking holy grail, the Shangri-La of Hollywood. in cinema in general. But as you can see here, Anthony Luntis says there will be no advanced press screenings of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness before its world premiere on May 2nd, or the 2nd of May as we like to say over here. And seeing as though it was both us, the Germans, and William Shakespeare who refined the language that is English today, not the Americans who took it and bastardised it in large parts, put Z's in where they shouldn't be, took letters out where it was not necessary. I'm going to go with our pronunciation, so the 2nd of May. And as you can see here, Marvel Studios has put a lot of effort into attempting to keep the secrets of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness intact. It looks like the upcoming MCU movie is going to have the same level of security around it as Avengers Endgame to ensure that there are no leaks ahead of the film's release on the 6th of May. 6th. It has been reported that there will be no full screenings of the movie until the Hollywood premiere, which is set to happen 4 days before the movie opens worldwide. So far there have been a lot of rumours, and we mean a lot of rumours. I'm not going to read all of this. Needless to say, I'll go to Eric Davis, who has broken this news with posters, I believe, on Twitter. We can do it a bit better than Doctor Strange posters, right? Now Disney will be giving Doctor Strange the Star Wars and Endgame treatment. Don't mention Star Wars, that gives me PTSD. Where we didn't get any spoilerific goodness before the premiere, but it turned out to be for bad reasons. Let's just cling on to No Way Home and Endgame, because they were for good reasons. They were nice, happy reasons for the fandom not to have it spoiled before the movie's ultimate premiere. Don't mention Star Wars, Eric. Please don't. Disney will be giving it blah blah blah. No one sees the full film until the 2nd of May. Reactions will follow the premiere. Reviews to drop the next morning. This is due to spoilers and keeping the surprises hidden until as close to release as possible. You can be guaranteed that some little dickwad, to quote John Campea, will be out and spoiling this movie before it actually hits mainstream release for us Joe Plebingtons. It's inevitable some prick on Reddit will spoil something. It is inevitable that some so-called critique who gets to see it, who is privileged enough to go to the premiere, will let some cat out the bag. We've seen it from Variety, releasing end credit scenes, post-credit scenes. So you can be guaranteed it will happen, despite their best intentions, despite the hard work to keep the secrets in the bag. They will be let out. But I don't give a fuck, because I'm staying off social media in the build up to that movie. I'm not on social media, so I don't even know why I said that. I don't go on social media. I can't be arsed with it. I can't be arsed with the bickering, the tribalism, the self-absorbed masturbatory shit that the Kardashians and the likes of that strange fucking gimpish generation have bestowed upon the world. I stay away from social media, so it's not going to be an issue for me. I'll not be spoiled. I'll go into this movie fresh, probably with a sausage and egg McMuffin from McDonald's, and I will fucking enjoy every second that Sam Raimi has gifted me. I'm just looking forward to it, man. I can't get enough Doctor Strange goodness getting pumped into my veins. This is a big fucking month coming up if you're a fan of Indian cinema and Western cinema alike. Triple R's already out. KGF Chapter 2 Beast coming out this week. And then, less than a month, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness comes out. What a time to be alive if you're a fan of film. And if you're a fan of football and follow certain football clubs, it's some fucking time to be alive as well. Hello, Mike. Welcome in. What is up indeed? Now, why am I on this? Well, I'm on this just to click on the goodness that has been bestowed upon us in the form of fucking posters. Now, can I actually see what the fuck I am doing here? No, I cannot. So I am going to try my damnedest to change posters here. Very impressive posters. I'm just going to extend the discussion on this Multiverse of Madness movie. There's another article that I will get into talking about potential villainous turns in this movie. But the posters are just lovely. They've got that red tinge to them. And look, you give me Elizabeth Olsen and Benedict Cumberbatch in any form, then I'm happy to look at their faces. Two beautiful individuals. Of course, Elizabeth a bit better looking than Benedict, but that's obviously opinion based. I cannot get this fucking poster to change. Let's try. Just click, click, click. It's not going to happen. Needless to say, very cool fucking posters. As you can see, American Chavez there. We'll expand that. You've got Wong there. Sadly not getting Mordo. I think that's his name. But just really building the anticipation wonderfully for this movie. I thought it was a brilliant piece of inspiration to put the very first trailer for this as a post-credit scene for No Way Home, certainly over here. Not got my tickets yet, Mike, but we don't have to buy them as quickly as you perhaps do in the States. I'll maybe a week and a half out, I'll order the tickets for the super screen and we'll be good to go. We'll have our choice as well. I can't not fucking wait to see this movie, man. It's just, for me, up there will be No Way Home. And of course we had Benedict coming out and speaking about No Way Home and how this has the potential to be every bit as seismic, every bit as big in terms of financial success. Now when you've got a $2 billion plus movie at the box office, No Way Home, doing its thing, and you've got the leading man in the very next Marvel movie coming out and saying words like that, then it's fucking, there must be something going on in this movie that is giving him confidence to come out and say those words. Sam Raimi, I fucking love Sam for 20 years. He gave me those Spider-Man movies. For me, the first airy Marvel kind of superhero movie that I connected with, Tobey Maguire, indelible mark left in my psyche, my being, if you like, with those movies. That was Sam Raimi. So I says from day dot, you bring him in. It's the first time, in my experience anyway, that Marvel and Disney have employed the services of a veteran director. Before that, it was the Russos, before they became a name. It was Taika Waititi, more of a cult figure, a man who was loved but was very much independent. You could say, and I'm blanking on her name, Chloe Zhao, an Oscar-winning director, already tapped and in the door before that to direct Eternals. They have more often than not went for unknown, up-and-coming directorial talents. For them to go and snap up Sam Raimi for this movie, I keep saying it, I think it means something. The story must be requiring that steady hand behind the camera to see it through and stick a landing. And I just cannot fucking wait to go and see this movie, man. I really can't. I'm going to bring up another article in a moment. I'm hyped for Wong. Listen, I love Wong. I really do. He's just great. Real standout in Shang-Chi for me was Wong. The end credit scene, I'm pretty sure it was Wong. It was him and it was Carol Danvers. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was. The actor's fucking great, man. The character's always been a borderline comedic force, but he's got a seriousness as well. He's not a joke. He can handle himself. Of course, he's the Sorcerer Supreme, albeit with an asterisk next to it, because of course Stephen Strange was snapped out of existence when he was gave that title. If Stephen was alive and well, he would have been the Sorcerer Supreme. But more might go to the theatres now, I hope. Well, I certainly hope so, man. The Rona's doing its thing over here. It is. The numbers are ticking up. People are getting it, but they're not fucking dying, man. It's like a cold now. Vaccinations and perhaps just a lesser variant mean that it isn't the disease it was a year, 2 years ago. So people really should have confidence to go in a theatre and watch a movie. If you're going to go and watch a movie, man, you do it for something like this. I mean, personally, I went and seen Tenet right in the fucking eye of the storm of COVID. I didn't give a fuck. I went and seen it twice in about 3 days. I've been to see multiple movies over the last year, man, in the theatres. But I've had the Rona, so I don't really give a fuck. And I will absolutely be there. If not day one, at least day 2, day 3, seeing this movie. I'm on the biggest screen fucking possible in a theatre, because there's nothing like it. But as you can see here, I'm going to just touch on this again, the continuation of these mental names. Eric Swan with a double N. Clearly, the K means it's a Scandi writer. Because no one spells Eric like that unless they're a tryhard. Yeah, talking about speculation over the villainous turn, I believe they may have Raimi himself coming out and speaking about it. What he is maybe giving us as an appetizer for this movie before we go into the theatres in terms of expectations, villainous turns. He's not giving the game away, obviously, but he's giving you a fucking hint without spelling it out for you what we're going to get here. This is what the man said. He would name only one character. Well, there are iterations of our characters throughout the multiverse. So if I were to say Strange, and you are saying Strange, I'm not really supposed to answer this question, but I might be saying Altered Strange. Same with Wanda and Mordo. But I would say at different times all of the above. See, I find that so interesting, man, because we're that used to in these big Marvel movies having one out-and-out villain. and he is the man who's the bad guy. The heroes team up, or one hero takes him on, and that's the way it kind of goes. Of course, you had the whole Hydra stuff in the Captain America trilogy, but in the main it was sort of one man Bucky, in a sense, try to save Bucky. Then in Civil War it was kind of warring sides. That was almost like a fucking Avengers movie. But in the main we usually have one bad guy and that's it. So to maybe shake it up with the whole multiverse concept and have maybe multiple characters who we know and love taking different forms and almost becoming villains in their own fucking right, I think that'd be a really unique and different way of handling this kind of movie. And of course with it being multiverse, it gives the actors something to get their teeth into as well, because Cumberbatch can go and do a different take on Strange. Elizabeth Olsen can go down the evil route. They can all do their own little differences in performance, nuances if you like, and how they portray these different characters, but the same character, if you catch my drift, to do it in a fucking strange West End of Glasgow accent, which is Americanised. But yeah, man, if I was to pick in terms of villains, and this is my little prediction, I'm sure we'll do more predictions going into this movie, who I think the villain's going to be, I think it will actually be Scarlet Witch. I'm utterly convinced she will turn rogue. They've kind of set that up, and maybe not rogue in the sense that she's evil and she wants to fucking wipe out her friend in Stephen Strange, but rogue in the sense that I think her kids are going to be back in this movie. I think it's been confirmed, and she will clutch onto them for dear life, not want to lose them again. Maybe see this as an opportunity to bring them into her timeline, and anyone that stands in her way will be fucking an enemy in that moment. So I think she will be, I'm just convinced, man, she's so powerful, and just seeing Scarlet Witch versus Strange, there's two proficient sort of cosmic level entities. Obviously Strange doesn't have the fucking stone anymore, but very capable. It'd be fucking epic, man. I don't want to see Strange up against an evil Strange. I mean, maybe for a moment, but no, I want to see Scarlet Witch, man. But then I want her redeemed. I don't want to lose the Scarlet Witch as she's now going now. They're prefixing her in interviews and stuff like that. This Scarlet Witch, we don't want to be losing Elizabeth Olsen. She's a fantastic talent, man, and I just like seeing people the same fucking age as me continuing on and absolutely killing it. So for that reason alone, go and get them. Elizabeth, I may be backing you over Benedict in this movie. That's a fucking lie. Yes, Wong was in Shang-Chi during the cage fights, that's right, man. And of course your man Abomination was in it as well. And post-credit with Bruce Banner, Captain Marvel, that's right, yeah, I remember that. And then the other one was the dancing, wasn't it? She sort of his sister setting up the not a dancing, but it was like a fucking fighting academy or something, wasn't it? And her father's compound. By the way, that father performance, man, I could speak about that for an hour alone. Just loved Shang-Chi, man. I know Stephen, fellow movie burner, wasn't as big of a fan of that movie, wasn't as enthralled as I was, but the father figure in that, really, you speak about villains, one of the more compelling ones, up there with Killmonger for me, in terms of human level. And it's not like fucking Demigod and Thanos, or Loki, or, I don't know. You get what I mean, man. It was a fucking great performance. Really, really good. I love Star Wars and DC, but the MCU gets it. Well, I'm wearing the Captain America hat tonight. It may be a bit much. We've got the Captain America shield behind us. I have diluted it with the Batman poster, just because I fucking love the Batman. Just a brilliant, brilliant movie, man. Really so happy that we've finally got a standalone Batman movie that can stand in its own right, and it's getting plaudits, it's earning money since the Nolan trilogy, which was fucking 10 years ago. So happy. So that's took its pride of place on the wall. Sadly, I've got a Star Wars hat in there somewhere, but I can't be fucked digging it out. There's a reason I'm wearing this, because I'm going to get into Captain America in a couple of jigs. But look, I'm moving on, man. Very excited for Multiverse. That level of secrecy for me indicates that there is more going on to this movie than a mere Doctor Strange sequel. That there is Endgame, No Way Home level secrets, cameos going on in this movie. They would not hold the press back until after the premiere in terms of reactions, reviews and spoilers if there wasn't something really big hiding in this movie. There must be something going on, and it flies in the face, without repeating myself, in what I says last week. A big bang there, don't know what the fuck that was. Someone getting shot outside by the sounds of it. Maybe Vlad's let off the nukes finally. It flies in the face of what I was talking about last week, where I says 2 hours wasn't enough to do all of that and tell Doctor Strange's story, but I think it does. I think it is enough. I think they are going to give us something fucking special with this movie, as I've been saying for months. the big one is this. As much as I love No Way Home, this is the big one. Another big one that seems to be fucking dragging its heels in terms of trailer promotion, to the point where I'm concerned that seeing going to come out in July. I think it's July it's supposed to be coming out. It's Taika Waititi's Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm going to speak about this from a double-pronged perspective, because we've got some interesting releases, little posters, sort of cartoonised posters, explaining the characters' roles in the movie, just giving a brief little summary. In the outfits, we've got Ravager Thor in there, which is fucking very exciting to me, because that tells me he's been hanging around with the Guardians for quite a bit before the events of this movie. And look, man, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming up very shortly indeed. And so excited to see just that dynamic, man. We know we've got Chris Pratt in there. I think we've got Dave Bautista in this movie as well. Pretty sure they flew over to Australia. I'm pretty sure I've seen Star-Lord standing next to, Thor. And he had the sort of tank top and the jeans on, very 80s. So, fucking cannot wait to see that dynamic explored, man. We've seen it at the end of Endgame. Of course you are. Yes. Of course, you are the leader. Want to see that. I don't know why I was turning Thor into Sean Connery. Of course you are. Shaken not stirred. Name's Bond. James Bond. Don't know why I was doing that, but yeah, very excited about this dynamic. But what I'm going to start off with first is this. Is Love and Thunder's practical Gorr the right decision? Well, what I'm getting at here is this, because if you don't know who Gorr the God Butcher is, this is the motherfucker here. And he has strange sort of Twi'lek Star Wars tentacles coming out his head. And he's borderline Voldemort. And I think we've had enough Ralph Fiennes, no-nose Voldemort to last us all a lifetime. And it's been about 11 years since we've seen that man in character. But to see it in the MCU would be a bit jarring. Certainly for my generation. You know, the avocado eating, Harry Potter house quiz obsessed generation, the millennials. It would be weird. So, yeah, they've went with this route. And as you can see, it's very Christian Bale. It's very slaphead. A sight we will never ever see in real life, because Christian, of course, has wonderful flowing, thick locks. The lucky bastard that he has. That he is, I should say. But as you can see, man, this is their cinematic take on Gorr the God Butcher, and it is distinctively different to this guy right here. And I've asked, is that the correct decision, to go down that more practical route with this? It's just light makeup. It's very Drax the Destroyer. Dare I say it? But a much better actor in the makeup. No offence, Dave. Well, to be honest with you, I think it is the correct decision. They're going at it from two directions in this as well, as you can see here. They're basically saying it's so we don't have this. Now, you could have that, and it could be CG'd, and we could cover up a great actor, a great thespian in Christian Bale's face, and fucking remove all of his emotion and put it to a sort of algorithm, maybe deep faking and fucking doing all this animation, and you lose something palpable in the performance. Or we could do what I've just shown you and have this sort of vibe. You could potentially fucking CG it as well and still have all the emotion, but I don't know. As I say, I'm a fucking Harry Potter fan. I don't want to see a fucking MCU Voldemort. I just don't. So for me, I think it is the correct decision. I think it's a smart move. If you employ the services of Christian Bale, one of the great actors of his generation, the multi-generational talent, then you want to see his face. You want to see his performance. Every twitch of a man's muscle, I want to see captured on the screen. And the best way to do that is to do him in makeup and have him fucking on set doing the performance correctly. Because we spoke about it, man. Me and Steven spoke about it when it was cast as Gorr the God Butcher. How would they do this? He's a busy man. Would they just phone it in? Would they just go into a vocal booth and do the performance, not even be on the set, and then just de-animate some random character? Because it's almost like fucking Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian. Anybody can be in that helmet and they can just apply the dialogue in post. I says, is that a possibility? Well, now we know it's not. He's seen the script. He's went back in his word of not doing a comic book movie again. There must be something special Taika's created here, because he is on set, he's living and breathing it, and he's playing a very compelling villain indeed. A guy who's been wronged by the gods, a man who's very powerful, a man who wields a symbiotic sort of blade that's taken over fucking Celestials, I believe. So this is a very, very big villain we're getting, and we need a big villain. Because we're going to have Thor, we're going to have Valkyrie, we're going to have fucking Jane playing the Mighty Thor, we're going to have fucking Corgan there, and we've got Guardians of the Galaxy characters in here. So we've got lots of heroic, powerful characters, and we need a big game villain and a big game performance to steal the fucking show. And the best way to do that for me is to do what they did right there with this. Practical. And he looks haunting. He looks an evil bastard. And he's wielding something there. So much like Multiverse of Madness, I'm very, very excited. I'm a huge Taika Waititi fan, man. But at the same time, I want to get a fucking trailer out because I'm getting concerned that it's taking a bit long. As you can see, I selected Ravager 4 because I wanted to try and get some photographs. I was actually tempted to make that the headline, but I went with Strange instead because I couldn't get any real good photographs, that's why. But look, that's a pretty decent fucking photograph, man. Continuing this sort of discussion that I'm having about Thor Love and Thunder. As you can see here, I've got a series of tweets, and it's Thor Love and Thunder news. And yeah, they've got these sort of brief little summaries of the characters, and it's obviously from a action figure. And it's Ravager 4. Thor wields the mighty Stormbreaker against a terrifying new foe. Thor what the fuck is that? Brand it? That's in fucking a foreign language. I don't know what language that is, man, but I can't read it. I can read it, but I don't know what the fuck it says. But as you can see, just brief little summaries, giving us a sense of what the character's about. He doesn't have Mjolnir. Jane has Mjolnir. She's the Mighty Thor. He has Stormbreaker. I think it fits him better anyway. It's a bigger, more cool looking fucking weapon. Although I don't have it, I have Mjolnir. So I'm kind of dissing you, Mjolnir. Little prop Mjolnir sitting next to me here. Apologies. Don't take it personally. But yeah, man, when I first seen this guy get up, I thought it was fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. It was from behind, and it was this sort of white tank top, the stonewashed jeans. But the more you see it, it's Ravager 4. He's hanging around with the Guardians. He's picked up all the little, sort of, yeah, I don't know what you'd call it. The little ticks, the little flourishes in terms of clothes. And he's went all 80s. And I just can't, any excuse to get those fucking guns out, and Chris is going to do it, isn't he? He works hard for it. And we can't deny him his chance to get the old biceps out and the triceps, which are probably bigger than my arm complete. So I've warmed to that outfit. I think it looks pretty fucking cool. And again, can't wait to see his interactions with Peter Quill, Star-Lord and Drax. Potentially the second last time we ever fucking see that character in the MCU. As you can see, the mighty Thor, Jane Foster's life is forever changed when she mysteriously comes to possess the hammer, Mjolnir, and the power of the Mighty Thor. Now again, man, anyone that's aware of the Mighty Thor storyline will know that it is a story tinged in tragedy. She is battling cancer, and she can give up the power, and Thor can almost heal her of the cancer, but she doesn't want to give up the power, so she is willingly making herself ill. And it has that power, it has that tragedy, it has that love, romantic element to it with Thor and Jane. It's a touching, brilliant story. And so interesting that that's the one Taika's chosen to adapt for this fourth Thor movie. Must be a reason for it. And look, as I've said time and again, no one does that sort of lexicon of human emotion better than Taika Waititi. He can give us all the emotions in one fucking scene. Anyone that's seen Jojo Rabbit will attest to that. Some touching moments, and then you're laughing out loud, and then you're back to crying into your fucking pillow. And then you're laughing out loud again. So he's really the best guy to do it for me. And so excited to see Taika getting his teeth into it. I'm not going to lie, this is a character I'm not as enamoured about in this movie because I just feel like the movie's already got a lot of big personalities. You're bringing in Peter Quill, you're bringing in Drax, potentially bringing in Rocket, potentially bringing in the whole fucking gang sans Gamora because she's potentially on the run already. Is there really a need for this character in here? Well, I mean, look, it's Tessa Thompson, isn't it? She's a fantastic fucking actor. It's Tessa Thompson, I'm pretty sure it is. Big personality, and of course she's certainly left a mark with the fan base after Ragnarok when she stepped onto the screen sort of drunken. And he wants to put her in the movie. He's found a spot for her and it's not going to make the movie overly bloated. She's got a purpose in it then. Who the fuck am I to argue with Taika Waititi? Needless to say, the summary: when a dangerous new visitor threatens the livelihood of New Asgard, King Valkyrie is forced to take up her sword once more to defend her people. That's why she's in the fucking movie. You should maybe read these summaries, John, before you actually start fucking speaking about them, so you don't look like a complete gonk in front of people. Going to be an attack on New Asgard. That may actually bring Thor back to Earth, away from his sort of travails with the Guardians. that may be the story. Maybe he'll bump into fucking, I don't know how it's going to work, man. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. We'll find out in a couple of months. Very excited though. I do think Gorr, the practical route they've went down, making it more makeup intensive, allowing Christian Bale to do his thing with the face and show his real acting talent. That's the correct decision. Don't cover a man like that in CGI. It doesn't make fucking sense. As good as he is, and as good as he can make it look, there is no need. And ultimately, we've got different takes in this cinematic universe from the comic books anyway. Different choices for costumes, different directions I've went with characters, so why the fuck not do it with Gorr the God Butcher as well. Moving on to this, so I'm continuing the whole MCU vibe, man, and it will continue into the next topic as well, let me tell you. A lot of Marvel talk tonight, because there's no fucking news. Marvel talk, and then speaking about Johnny Depp, which I want to speak about, because you're quite frank with you, man. It's a fucking disgrace what these studios have been doing to Johnny, but we'll get into that in a couple of jigs, I'm absolutely certain. I don't know why I keep saying jigs tonight, but I do. But yeah, Poulter, man, I first seen in Wild Bill, I believe. Fucking brilliant actor. Got a really unique look, and I tell you, Asian like fine wine. And I tell you, getting better and better as an actor. Cast, of course, is Adam Warlock. I covered it at the time. I says I was conflicted, because as good as Will was, I had, in my heart of hearts, wanted Zac Efron to play that character. I know a lot of the fans had fan cast Zac Efron in their minds and in their hearts as Adam Warlock. Buff guy, long hair, painted gold. It just works. Search up the concept art, fan concept art, and you'll find out that maybe Boss Logic or something like that has done it, and you will see firsthand how fucking much it works. But look, needless to say, wasn't to be. They decided not to make that happen. They cast Will Poulter, and now the man is out speaking about his preparation, his transformation for the role. And again, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, it all connects with Thor. And again, we don't know the timelines of these movies. They don't release synchronously. That's not the word I was looking for. They don't release sequentially. Sometimes they fall out of line in terms of timeline. That was a lot of lines in there. This movie could come out after Thor and be set before Thor. So we could potentially have Thor still with the Guardians in this movie. It depends on what James Gunn decides. Personally, I don't think that's going to be the fucking case. I think they'll tie up that story in Thor Love and Thunder, and then it will be the Guardians going off for one final hurrah cinematically with James Gunn leading it. And this fucking guy will jump in and potentially be the Thor of the gang, because if you have played Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game, you will know that this motherfucker here is very stuffy, very Shakespearean, very much like Kenneth Branagh era Thor. And he can just slide right nice into there, man, into that ship, and be bouncing off of them and feeling awkward as fuck, but also extremely powerful and able to deal with any threat that comes up. But look, I digress, man. I'm going off in tangents here. As you can fucking see, he's been out, and he has been speaking about it. While some Marvel actors have the luxury of being hidden away behind a CGI character, others have to go through some pretty tough work to make sure they are able to portray their role in the best way possible. Poulter recently spoke to The Independent about the extreme transformation he underwent to get ready to play Adam Warlock, and it is one that he said he would not recommend to anyone. Well, mate, it's all about dedication, grit and determination. Well, if you are a man who wants to get into shape and you're a little bit rotund and portly, then you have to put the fucking work in. Thankfully, I have never been rotund or portly. I have been a little bit chubby when I went through my fat Elvis periods, but never rotund or portly. So when I went to do weight training, it was pretty fucking easy for me. I was already fucking strong. I'd done it in my early 20s. It wasn't that hard. Yes, you have to eat, but I fucking love eating. But it's not for everyone. Needless to say though, if you want to fucking do it, you need to put the work in and you need to eat. And sometimes you need to take steroids if you're an actor, which of course I'll get into in the next topic. It's difficult talking about it because with Marvel it's all secret squirrel. But the most important thing is that your mental and physical health has to be number one. And the aesthetic goals have to be secondary. Not if you're playing a fucking big character, man. If Chris Hemsworth can do it, so can you. Otherwise, you end up promoting something that is unhealthy and unrealistic. And if you don't have the financial backing of a studio paying for your meals and training, if you don't have the financial backing, yeah, you can fucking do it. There's no excuses. You can go to Lidl or Aldi over here and buy meals for a week for like 30 quid. No fucking problem whatsoever, man. Cheap meat, chicken, wholesome, vegetables. It can be fucking done. No excuses. Whey protein, cheap as fuck. No excuses, man. Come on, fuck. Well, come on. I did it. So can you. And I wouldn't recommend it. I'm in a very privileged position in that respect, and I wouldn't recommend anyone do what I did to get ready for that job. I've gone through a series of different diets over the last few months. Now I'm in a maintenance phase, which is quite nice. I'm not eating copious amounts of food to bulk. See, I like that. I like eating. I like eating every 3 to 4 hours. I fucking love it. And I'm a night hawk, so if I can eat at 2:30 in the morning, I will fucking do it. And I'll be a happy man doing it as well. And I'm not cutting. He goes on to say, I'm just maintaining my weight. I've gone through periods of looking at food and feeling like I can't face it. And then you blink and the next minute you're ready to eat furniture because you're so hungry. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been through a period where I can't look at food and never want to face it. Even when I was abroad and eating fucking steaks, like they were Twiglets. Gave me 20 minutes I was into ice cream, man. I've always loved it. But I understand what he's saying, man. He's trying to set a positive, inspirational sort of, I don't know, agenda for young fans maybe watching this who think, look, he did it, so I can do it. And then they get into it, man. They maybe end up with eating disorders. They maybe end up fucking in debt because they're trying to pursue this. But ultimately, man, as long as he's getting into shape for this character, ultimately if the character's compelling to watch on the screen, that's really all I give a fuck about. I don't really care about setting, I don't know, a nice mentoring sort of agenda for people who want to do weight training. That's not something I give a fuck about. I've been there, I've done it, I will be doing it again. I already know about the whole eating thing. I already know about the fucking training. All I care about is him portraying Adam Warlock. He's put the blood, sweat and tears in, and that gives me hope that this man is dedicated to this fucking character. That he grasps what's required in a physical form to portray this character. Now, the man was never in bad shape. He was always pretty fucking lean from what I've seen. He had a six-pack. And he's a very capable actor. So I've got full, hope that he will portray a very good Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just intrigued to see how it fits into the story. Will it be a villain? I hope not. Because he can be corrupted. But ultimately, I'm just fucking excited for this movie. It'll be so intriguing to see how he slips in. So intriguing to see how James Gunn balances this Guardians movie. How many of the Guardians we love and have bonded with for, fucking 8 years now? Is it? I think it is. How many of them will get out this movie alive, man? What will they do with Gamora? How do they deal with the question of Gamora? She's not the Gamora we know, knew and loved. She is from a different universe. How the fuck is she alive? How do we deal with it? Loki jumped from another universe and get fucking chased with the time variance authority. I'm sure he'll deal with it, man. Very excited for the movie. Moving on to this next topic, man. It's all about Captain America 4. That's why I'm wearing the fucking hat. Showing my love and appreciation for not Steve Rogers, not Chris Evans, but one Sam Wilson, one Tony Mackie. The movie is about to start shooting. That is what I'm speaking about here. But I'm also going to dabble into, a little opinion piece of why it's potentially the story of this movie could potentially undermine that rousing monologue from Sam at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And why I 100% disagree with that notion. Because it's fucking a load of pish. But yes, first and foremost, this here. We're going to get rid of this little advert if we can. Can I get rid of it? Can I? Can I see what I'm doing here? Boom. It's like Inception. I'm looking at a monitor within a monitor. A screen within a screen. And try to click things off. The hand-eye coordination required to do it. Well, speaking is very fucking difficult indeed. But what I digress, man. Tony Mackie has been out speaking. Yes, I'm just going to keep calling him Tony, despite the fact it's Anthony. He's been speaking to Extra. He shared an update on Captain America 4's development. The actor revealed that he is set to begin filming on the MCU forequel. First time I've seen that. In a few weeks. And is currently preparing for the physicality of the film with a specific diet. Yes. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. Brilliant channel. He's done weight training. Got to a high standard. Been at events as a bodybuilder. Very open about steroid use. admits that you couldn't get his body doing it naturally. And it's not Greg Doucette. It is your man, Derek from More Plates, More Dates. And he has a little thing, a sort of running joke, when actors mention a certain couple of ingredients they like to eat when they're getting ready for a physique. Getting ready physically, I should say, for a movie role. And it's these fucking ones here. No, I haven't started filming yet. I start in a few weeks. I'm eating a lot of vegetables and chicken breasts. Laughs. I think that's maybe... and I don't want to make allegations against Anthony Mackie, because look, he's a fucking great guy. He's already in fucking fantastic shape. I don't think he has to do anything. Doesn't really have to prove himself for this role. He's already in great shape, man. He was in great shape in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but yeah, my words, not my words. Derek from More Plates, More Dates words. Chicken breast and broccoli usually is double talk for steroids, tren, testosterone, androgenic sort of helping to get the muscles nice and fluffy and big. Nothing wrong with doing it, man. If you're a professional and you have to get into a certain shape and the studio want you to get bigger and you've not got any time to get bigger naturally, you still have to put the fucking work in. You still have to break your balls to get into that shape. I will never judge. Ever, ever, ever. But that's kind of double speech for, I'm doing steroids, guys. I'm getting bigger. I've got a couple of weeks. What should take 3 years is going to take 2 weeks. Well, time will tell whether that's the case. We'll see if Tony Mackie's demonstrably bigger for this movie. If he is, fair fucks to him. Makes the suit look better. And my, it's a great suit, let's be honest. Apart from those goggles, I still maintain they're a bit shit. But he has got wings. He's not got super soldier serum. And he requires those goggles. Imagine getting a bit of debris in your eyes, flying at fucking 200 miles an hour through a canyon. It would blind you. It'd be very painful. At worst than a minor annoyance. Let's just avoid it by putting goggles on. But yeah, man, this shit here, coming in from Anna Dumarog. Dumarog. These fucking names, man. She has done, and I presume it's a she, I've not seen the pronouns, you never know these days. He, she, it, has says Captain America 4's story risks undermining Falcon and Winter Soldier's ending. And the general gist is the monologue. He gives a rousing speech about how he's not Steve Rogers. He doesn't have super soldier serum. He's not the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white poster boy from World War II that a nation can get behind. A semi-racist nation can get behind. He's a black man from a different background who was shunned by the governmental figures. They didn't want him to have the shield. He wasn't good enough, so they gave it to an absolute dickwad. I'm going to use that again. And obviously a young man who I'm blanking on, I don't know why, US agent John Walker, they gave it to him. So he came from a different background. He had to fight blood, sweat, tears, tooth and nail to respect, or get some fucking respect put on the name of his fallen friend, by old age, admittedly, Steve Rogers. He took the shield off of John. He says, bitch, you ain't fucking worthy. I'm taking it. Come and take it off of me. And it was a great fucking monologue at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It should be Captain America and the Winter Soldier now, because he is the cap now. And yeah, obviously, the general context was that the entire nation did then get behind him. He was their captain. They'd warmed to it. Even the government had says, okay, you can be Captain America, as if it's their fucking decision. And that was the end. Get into Captain America, we're going to have a unified government, a unified nation. He was the Captain America. Well, yeah, the idea I think they're exploring here is that the story, the general treatment for this movie is that, yeah, he's going to still have to fight blood, sweat, tooth and nail to be respected as Captain America in this movie. That's going to be the sort of underlying theme once again. That he is still going to have to be, yeah, pissing against the wind in a sense for acceptance. And they think that's going to fly in the face of the monologue, of the speech at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, that it could rewrite it, it could retcon it. Well, for me, I personally don't think that's the fucking case, because the concept of unifying an entire nation, of getting everyone on side like that, is fucking nonsense. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. I know it's a comic book cinematic universe, but it has to have some semblance of fucking reality, and you can't please everyone. Anybody that's ever done content, video related, audio related on any platform will know you can never please everybody. You could put a video up of yourself running into a burning building and saving a litter of kittens, getting burnt to a fucking crisp, becoming Freddy Krueger, and then sort of recuperating and becoming this sort of disfigured person for the rest of your days, but the cats are fine, and some fucker would dislike the video. So you can't please everyone. We know this. I know this first hand. So, never an issue for me. It will not retcon the fucking rousing monologue at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was inspirational. He was laying down a marker that he's going to be a different captain. He'd probably get most people on side, but there will still be dissenting, naysaying voices in the background, and they will rear their ugly heads in this movie potentially, and that's the general just... I've said from day one, man, he's not Steve Rogers level in terms of Super Soldier Serum, so that may require a helping hand with Bucky. That may require a different calibre of villain, because he just flat out can't take on the same kind of villains that Steve took on. He hasn't got the Super Soldier Serum, so don't bother me, man. If it's forces of evil from within, if it's him taking on maybe some new form Hydra, then so fucking be it. If it's Sword, I think it was, wasn't it? What the fuck was the name of it? I can't remember the name of that clandestine organisation that popped up in WandaVision with the director or whatever, the fucking CEO guy, dickhead guy. If it's them he's taking on, then I think that'd be great, man. It'd be a great start to the story. What's more important for me with this is the themes they explore within. It has to be something that connects to the black community, man, because ultimately we've had Bird Day, and look, I say we've had Bird Day, we've had Steve Rogers, and that we can't connect with fucking Sam Walsh, and that's a nonsense what I've just said here. These themes are universal. These characters are universal. It doesn't matter the fucking colour of the skin, where they're from. I've said from day one, that's why Luke Skywalker was such a powerful character in Star Wars. He could connect with a black man, he could connect with a white man, he could connect with a black woman, a white woman, an Asian woman, an Indian woman, man, anything, a fucking cat lying in the bed, because it's a universal story that connects with all humans. So the themes need to be there. I don't really care about villains. I just want to see Anthony Mackie getting a good fucking start as this character, and some really powerful themes getting explored that are true to the character, true to his experience. That's what I want to fucking see, and that's what made Falcon and the Winter Soldier such a compelling watch for me. The Ajaya character, the super soldiers being treated differently with the government depending on how they looked, and how that impacted him, how that made him reflect on becoming Captain America. I want to see a continuation of that, but look, I've done speaking, man. I'm speaking a lot. I was going to touch on this I should say. I'm going to cut it. There's a reboot Superman. Reportedly the script's ready soon. I'm excited for it, man. I just want to see a Superman movie at this stage. Much like I said about the Batman earlier on. It's been too fucking long. Man of Steel was what, 2014, 2015, 2013? About half a decade ago. Ridiculous. Superman. What the fuck are we doing here? And if it can't be Henry Cavill, if we're going to recast, so be it. I think the general consensus is it's going to be Earth 2, and it will be a black Superman that's going to be getting done. And I forgot the version's name. Let's see if I can find it. I don't think I can find it. I spoke about this before. Justin Crow's an actual fucking... he's a journalist. I can't find the version of Superman, but needless to fucking say, man, it is going to be a different take. Val Zod. It's going to be the Val Zod Superman. And like I said at the time, we need this. We need a fresh new take. There's lots of brilliant upcoming black actors, man, who are young, gregarious, well up for it, talented, who can portray that character for a decade. And again, man, it wouldn't feel like forced representation, because I know that gets some panties in a fucking twist on YouTube. You know who I'm talking about. You know the fucking channels that would moan about anything. Because the character is there in comic book form. He has his own fucking stories. I believe based and inspired off of Barack Obama. So what? Get it fucking done. Get it out. Get a Superman movie out. Cannot fucking wait. Just hurry up and get the fucking script out, yeah. But we'll talk about this. This is how I'm going to end the show. Johnny Depp. Johnny has started his lawsuit against Amber Heard in the United States of America. I believe yesterday it was, or the day before. The trial has started. I don't know the groundwork in terms of very much live criminal cases over in the States. Can you speak about it without getting done? Because I know over here if there's a case live in a court and you speak about it, man, you can expect a chat in the door from the police. They will fucking do you, man, for potentially, just endangering the neutrality of the case, if you like. You can't speak about it, so I'm not going to really speak about this fucking case. I'm going to stay away from it. I don't want a chap from the Men in Black. Not that I would, because it's Johnny Depp, man, but I heard no one really gives a fuck. It's not like it's fucking a president I'm speaking about. Even then, you wouldn't get a chat at the door. There's more vile, vulgar bastards out there requiring chaps in the door. What I'm going to speak about is this. I just hope Johnny wins the case, that's what I will say. Because I fundamentally believe he is the wronged person here. That he is absolutely a fucking decent guy. He's got his demons. He's seen some crazy fucking shit, man. I was reading about fucking Rivers Phoenix the other day. It happened at his fucking club. He was playing live when Rivers fucking collapsed and OD'd. He phoned up his motherfucking friend. He was friends with him, man. He phoned up not even realising he'd passed away. So this guy's been around the block for 30, 40 years now. He's seen some crazy fucking shit. He's lived multiple lifetimes. He's done drugs. He continues to do drugs. Allegedly. He drinks. Maybe sometimes a little bit too much. That doesn't make him a fucking bad man, and it certainly doesn't make him a fucking wife beater. I do not believe this guy's a wife beater. He's got loads and loads and loads of people who have been with him. Standing up and saying that ain't fucking Johnny Depp. It just ain't. But look, man, I digress. Disney have apparently collected articles before the firing of him off the Pirates of the Caribbean movies that were critical of Johnny Depp. And this is coming out, I think it is this actual case, man, or just a prelude to the case. The lawyers are coming out and he said, she said, mudslinging galore going on. As you can see here, the evidence will show that Disney had a dossier on him. Dossier, I think it's dossier, I don't know. Never know how to pronounce that word. On him, that had articles from the press, had other information about Mr. Depp. They didn't have this article at all in their files. That's fucking really convenient, isn't it? Didn't register with them. Sure it didn't. Just as it didn't register with the public. What, an article on fucking wife beating didn't register with Disney, squeaky clean fucking Disney, who have got more skeletons in their fucking closet than that fucking basilisk thing in Paris that I visited when I was a young guy. Don't believe it, man. Disney are so terrified of their image, they couldn't possibly have this guy starring in a leading role in a movie. It shouldn't be getting made, by the way. The movies are fucking done. They're done. We've had enough we've probably had about 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies too much. It should have ended years ago. Needless to say though, if they were going to continue with it, they could not have this man leading after the allegations coming out against him. They simply couldn't do it. I do not believe that quote at all. And I just find it despicable that they have been compiling, or had been compiling a dossier of articles that were critical of him, man. Meanwhile, this motherfucker gets to continue working as if nothing has fucking happened. And by all accounts, abusive in our own right. If Johnny Depp, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here, if Johnny has indeed committed acts in a drunken stupor or done something that's disgraceful, bare fucks, you call it out and say that's absolutely despicable. This fucker has also done it. She has nearly severed the man's finger off. She continues to get work. What's the fucking difference? Domestic abuse is abhorrent in all forms, be it male on female, female on male. If you're going to sack Johnny and ostracise him from the fucking studios and movies in the industry, you must be equal in your bestowment of fucking justice. This fucker should also be getting shunned, blacklisted, no more movie roles. I cannot fathom a world where 2 people have been involved in a toxic relationship, there's been some wrongdoing committed, one gets ostracised and the other one gets to continue working as if nothing's happened. I think it's disgraceful, man, and it's despicable behaviour from Disney. And I tell you, man, if they think that they can continue on the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise sans Johnny Depp with Margot Robbie, as fucking great as she is, leading that fucking franchise, man, they are in for a rude awakening. That will flippity floppity flop. It will be a shambles. It will fail on every level, because there has been enough Pirates movies. They're done. They were done with Johnny. They will be even more done with Margot. you ain't get his charismatic sort of fucking maverick figure leading it. It's at least semi-watchable. Forget about it, man. Forget about it. But just disgraceful. I thought I'd get it off my chest. I've been speaking about this for about a fucking year now, man. I'm firmly in Team Johnny, if you've not gathered that. And I hope he fucking wins this lawsuit, I really do. And there's going to be a big slice of humble pie getting dished out to Warner Brothers and Disney and all of the other people. A man should be allowed to drink and do what he wants in his own personal life. By all accounts, sacked for drinking and turning up a little bit late. Well, don't hire him if he's late, but don't fucking ostracise the man out of the fucking industry for drinking. What the fuck are we doing here? But let I digress, man. That's the end of the show. I am done. What is your thoughts on the topics I've touched upon on this show tonight? What do you make about the secrecy of Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, to give its Christian name in its fullest form? Do you think this is an indication that they have something hiding in plain sight? You think they are going to give us a galore cameo-laden experience? You think it's going to be like No Way Home? It's going to be like Endgame? There's going to be fucking shocks a minute in this movie. And that's why they are deploying a similar strategy in terms of not allowing the critics to spill the beans before the premiere on the 2nd of May. May the 2nd. What's your thoughts? You can comment down below if you get anything to say about that. You can also discuss Thor Love and Thunder. Is Gorr the God Butcher getting done up in makeup and not some CGI'd freak more closer to the actual comic books a good idea? Do you want to see Christian Bale given his full repertoire of thespian greatness? Comment down below about that as well if you get anything to say. You also comment about Will Poulter and his grafting, getting into shape for Adam Warlock. How do you think he'll perform in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Is it something you're intrigued by, excited by? What do you make about Captain America 4 coming, Superman getting rebooted, and finally Johnny motherfucking Depp getting dossiers compelled against him in secret by Disney and shunned out of the industry? Well, his abusive ex-wife, if he was abusive, she was also abusive, gets to continue on as if nothing happened. Are you seeing the hypocrisy? Am I missing something? Maybe you can educate me down below in the comment section about it, because I am fucking bamboozled how the fuck that injustice continues to happen, man. They were going to ditch her from Aquaman 2 because of her chemistry with Jason Momoa. No, it ain't her chemistry, man. It's just her. She's fucking vile. A horrible human being. It's nothing to do with Johnny Depp. It's nothing to do with Jason Momoa, man. There's one constant here, and it's fucking her. Get her fucking sacked. You can comment down below if you have anything to say about that as well, down below in the comment section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyeballs for the next time we do a show like this. That will be Monday. We'll be putting out, no, it'll be tomorrow, sorry, I'm fucking losing the plot. It will be tomorrow. Me and Stephen will be back. Potentially, I don't know about that. I might be back myself tomorrow. Stephen has got some issues going on just now. Yeah, you can also hit the follow button, notifications thing over in Twitch as well. It says over there for all the aforementioned reasons I just gave for YouTube. Regardless of what you do though, thank you once again if you've watched and shared your time with, for fucking sharing your time and watching us, giving us your eyeballs. And until the next time I am done, bye. Hopefully this will not change the scene when I fucking mute the mic. I bet it does. It didn't. OBS is a little bitch. It plays me for a fool every second day or so. Bye guys.